I mean, we had a very similar repair.
Check this out. So somebody in my YouTube inbox said Dorman actually makes the heater box repair kits for these. I never knew that. You know why? Because if I could actually fix it myself in the shop, which I have done, and I have many videos out there where I don't have to replace a heater box. And Uncle Rob, this might be a challenge for you. We can probably fix this with the Dorman kit. Uncle Rob broke his off to the point to where we couldn't fix it. But I did rely on other people's engineering stuff.
Yeah,
we like to engineer and fix our own stuff, hence Caleb's collar fix. We like to reverse engineer and re-engineer and come up with our own fixes. That's why we make a lot of our own specialty stuff here, where we come up with our own repairs. Somebody just commented that I hope that those customers come to my shop so that he can fix the car right. So you can get a $3,000 job. If you know you can actually fix the customer's car
and save them money
and save them tons of money, that is my first go-to. Your first go-to is how can I bleed them dry?
Yeah.
So that's not this guy at Mining Extensive. That's not this. If it was absolutely necessary for that, and I'll give you an example. How many Hyundais did we open up the heater box where the mode door broke and I went in there and fixed it? I can tell you I've done hundreds for drive time.
Or the Hyundai steering insulator.
Hyundai steering insulators, what do? Sell them a whole new steering column because the steering is rattling. You don't take the column apart and fix it, right? Everybody has their own practices. Me welding the ABS sensor ring back together is a permanent repair. I've been doing this, I don't know how many years I've been doing it, and no one ever comes back for a problem.
At least since I've been working.
But I've been doing it before that.
Well, yeah, so I mean, at least 4 years.
Yeah. Nissan Maximas back in the day when, I forget what the Nissan Maxima motor was, but the tensioner guide would break on the engine and it would slide up and cause the timing chain to rattle. I never put a timing chain on those cars. Never. I'd open up the timing chain cover, I would slide the guide back in place, I would drill a hole in it, and I would pin that guide right back in place. That's me. I know other guys were selling customers new timing chains left and right. Not this guy. I went in there and fixed the guide in the car, charged them a few $100s for my time, and those cars never came back. Never. So that generation was basically off the road now. Mm-hmm. But you have to say, there's a difference between a real mechanic and a mechanic who just changes parts. Like the guys that are DOD deleters, those guys are genius, right? They know how to work around all that stuff,
and
right?
trick the ECU.
And trick the ECU and all that stuff. That's genius. Are they hacks? Absolutely, the best hacks in the fucking world. Mm-hmm. Say what you want.
Hack isn't always a negative term.
No, you're a hack because you hacked up your Honda Civic and turned it into an all-wheel drive, turbocharged, gear-smashing monster, right?
That's hopefully going to be driving again
this week. That's custom work with engineering, right? And all the fabrication work. And the engineering that you paid for that doesn't fit exactly or doesn't work the way it is, and you're actually fixing it.
Nothing.
So,
right.
Who told us that there's Dorman kits? I never knew this because I've been doing this for years, and then if it's not damaged, we just put the collar over it all the way, and I don't have anybody ever come back. And some of these jobs that I've done for these customers, I don't ever see them again either, but that doesn't mean that they don't appreciate what we did, or maybe they do or they don't. But welding ABS rings works. Peening valve seats and cylinder heads works, right? Drilling holes in your pistons for gas porting works. I mean, I can tell you so many different things that we do here that work. Putting thicker oil in your car and better oil than what the owner's manual says works without us having any issues. Been doing it for years.
I'm going to be using 530 in my Civic.
What else do we do here
Both
that
my
works?
Civics.
And there's just like so many things that we do for customers that save them
so normal
tons
to
of
us.
money.
It's so normal to us. It's like
repairing oil pans, Healy coils, TIG welding cracks.
Helicoil heads and 5.4s, the Triton motors.
I just can't tell you how many things that we do that save customer money. Our goal is how do we save the customer as much money as possible while they're here for auto repair. That's what we do. It doesn't necessarily have to have everything replaced.
I mean, pretty much
to fix a car.
Pretty much everything we do with exhaust. Just exhaust in general.
Yeah, we don't ever replace a whole entire exhaust system. It's not like the old days. Nowadays, we repair as much as we possibly can to save the customer money.
We're extracting studs out of heads instead of drilling them out.
I know dealer techs that were telling customers that they needed cylinder heads. This is going way back. Broken studs in the cylinder.
That's crazy.
Because they don't weld, they don't drill, they don't helicoil. new cylinder heads.
Nope.
Facts. Not here. I've had some cars cast iron that they were so rotted away that the heads had to come off and be, welded and then redone and do all that stuff. But I was like, yeah. Everything else that's going to fall apart on this rust bucket while I'm going in and out, you might as well just get a new truck or do the job yourself. Mm-hmm. There hasn't been a cylinder head that we haven't been able to save for broken studs, spark plugs that have blown out. I mean, I just can wheel studs that say that you have to do it this way, that you don't have to do it this way. All right, I got to go. The boss is on me.
Gotta get to work.